Okay, let's get this party started. Good afternoon, good afternoon. I am King George from WHPK and RayNeilMedia.com, the talk of the town. Tina, the musical, is in town today, and I personally asked to interview this lady because one, because it's International Women Month, and I want to talk to a woman that's in the play, although it's a meeting women in the play. I also had heard about her and interviewing somebody else in the cast, and they had glowing things to say about her. And three, I kind of got a connection. Chicago, let me introduce you to the one and only Mia Nelson Wilson. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. I know this ain't your first time in Chicago. Tell the audience a little bit about yourself and your Chicago connection.
I was born and raised here. I grew up on 83rd and Stony.
Okay.
I'm from Chatham. I went to Kenwood High School, Kenwood Academy. And I took classes at city colleges while I was in high school. I like I just born and raised here. I danced at CMDC, Chicago Multicultural Dance Company, with Homer Bryant, and went to Mayfair, which was a big dance studio.
Mayfair on 79?
Yep, sure did.
Okay, yeah. So I'm a Chicago guy. Was Miss McLean at Kenwood when you were there, or
Miss,
was she gone? Because she's basically, I know a bunch of singers from Chicago and Kenwood, including the infamous R. Kelly that was trained by Miss McLean. And I was just wondering, was she still there when you were there?
no, so my choir teacher was Mr. Nunley, who
Okay,
taught Jennifer Hudson.
right.
So a lot of people came from South Side of Chicago.
Oh yeah, most definitely, and a lot of vocalists and singers. Have you been singing all your life?
Yeah, I started in the church
Of
when I was
course.
when I was 5. I started at
What church?
Trinity United Church of Christ.
Okay, all
Sure
right.
did. And then I got a little bit older and I branched out into musical theater. And I went to like Beverly Arts Center for theater and
Okay.
started singing like show tunes, but I was mostly, I don't know, I got like branched out into classical music. I was just trying to find where my voice sat. Um, because like I did gospel, I did jazz, I did R&B, but I just wanted to see because there's so many styles of music. So I was like, I just want to explore them, and I've always been interested in theater. I've always been interested in dance. So I was like, let me look at musical theater, and that's stuck.
Okay, so basically you just like performing
Yes.
from how old?
I started dancing when I was 2.
Really?
Yeah, at Mayfair, right
Okay, in
there.
Mayfair too. And I'm for me, because I used to live down the street from Mayfair. How long have you been acting professional?
Acting, I got my first acting gig probably when I was in 5th grade. So what is that? Like 10 years
Okay.
old? Yeah, 10 years. So dancing since I was 2, singing since I was 5, acting since I was 10. So yeah, that's that.
Okay, is this your I know this is your first touring, but
Yes.
have you did any other plays, like off Broadway or in Chicago
Yeah.
or at college or
Yeah. So after college, right after I graduated college, the pandemic hit. So I was out for a year. But the second the world started opening back up, I booked a Bronx Tale in
okay.
Long Island, New York at the Ingeman Theater. Then I did 42nd Street in Virginia. And then I booked this. And now I am on my first national tour.
Okay. Did you audition for Tina, or I heard you say book. Now, when you book, do you do it yourself, or do you have an agent?
No, so I am freelancing with an agent, but I booked this all by myself. I was
Okay.
invited to come audition because I believe the casting director knew of me, but also I submitted like a tape a while back. So for the Broadway production. And so I got invited in, and I think 4-ish callbacks later, here I am.
Okay, so it was a process for a call. What did you do first? I'm always interested in the process.
Yeah, so we were called in to dance first, and the first dance we did was Proud Mary,
Oh, okay.
which
Which
yeah,
everybody knows.
yeah, and that's the hardest.
Everybody in the world can do the chorus and Proud Mary. So that's
Yeah,
the first thing he did.
yeah. The first thing we did was we danced Proud Mary, just through, and there were probably about 20 girls in my audition, but there were also like five other groups, so there were a lot of girls basically.
Okay.
And first thing we did was Proud Mary. Then my second callback was a singing callback where I sung Shake a Tail Feather.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Were
I
you
kind
familiar with Shake a Tail Feather?
yeah,
Okay.
I knew Tail Feather. I knew Tail Feather.
Okay. Okay.
And we did some scenes because you have to be able to act to be in the show too.
Of
So
course.
we did a couple scenes. And then I got my third call back where we did Proud Mary again, but then we learned a little bit of Disco Inferno.
Okay.
And then my fourth callback, we did all of it, just all together. We danced Proud Mary, we danced Disco Inferno. We went and sung about like an hour later. Everyone was in the room, from the casting director to the director, the choreographer, the associate, like everyone was in the room
Everyone was
at that
there.
point.
Okay.
Yes. So that one was the most intimidating, but and they were looking for continuity within all the ICATs because I was going in for an ICAT at the time.
Okay.
They were looking for continuity in all the ICATs who danced well together,
Right. 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 Teamwork, kind of. Right.
yeah, because
Okay.
you could be a great dancer and not blend with the other dancers they have.
That makes sense,
So
especially
yeah,
when you're IKIT because
yeah.
they're known for their precision.
Yes. So you gotta look, or you gotta be able to basically have the same skill set, and y'all have to be able to look like one person dancing beside Tina. So
Right, right. Because then we're like it's two solo acts,
exactly, exactly.
and they don't want that. Um. So, do you have lines in the play? I've seen the play, and I know different ICATs speak, but do you have lines regularly in the
So
play?
okay, so I am a swing. What that means is that I'm not on stage every night, but I cover all six women in the show.
Okay,
So all four ICADs, because we have four.
right.
Um, I cover the two ensemble, the other ladies in the ensemble, but I basically the role I've gone on for the most is her sister, Eileen, who
Okay.
doubles as an ICAD in the show. So yeah, she has a good bit of lines. She has
Yes,
like
she does. Yes, she
yeah, she has
does.
like three major scenes in the show. I did that last night. Actually, I was on my
So
last
the
night.
sister takes her to the club,
Yeah,
and she also tries to talk her out of staying with Ike,
exactly. Yeah.
and then mom letting her move back in the house.
Yes.
Okay, so it's almost like a third lead, almost.
It's definitely a principal role. We have a couple principals. Obviously, there's Tina, there's Ike, there's Zelma, the mother, there's
Okay,
Gigi, grandma. We have Rhonda, the manager.
right,
Um, Erwin, who is the later love interest.
right.
Roger, who was the later manager. So like we split the show kind of into two halves. We have like the first act principals and the second act principals. And Eileen is kind of in both. Now, granted, she doubles as a dancer, or she doubles as an ICAD as well. So like I have lines in the show when I'm being Eileen. I have lines in the show that are not being said by her. They're like
Okay.
it's a completely different character, but it's the same person playing it.
Okay, I'm kind of curious because I said I had talked to one of your cast members and I interviewed the young lady,
Was it Lily?
Lillian Child,
Lillian?
and
Yeah.
she says you are so super and you're great. Now, do you have any scenes with Lillian? Because I know she plays
Young Eileen. She plays the
young you, and then she plays the son, right?
yes.
Okay,
She is oh my God. That little girl,
that's the most professional little girl I have
she's
ever
gonna
met
be
in my
huge.
life.
She's gonna be huge. She's such a beautiful actress. Um, she's also done like commercials here in Cook County, which is
Oh,
like
really?
crazy. Yeah, she's definitely a professional. I don't have like an acting scene with her, but I do play an ancestor in the back.
Right.
While she's doing her scene. And it's just so beautiful to watch her literally cry. Like this 12-year-old, I believe she's 12. This 12-year-old fully bursts into tears every night. Like she's so good. She's
And
so
in interviews, she's so knowledge to be 12. She's so knowledgeable about the business because she was talking about booking the agent and I was joke with her. I said, I can see you is 9 years old going through Variety looking for casting calls and stuff. But she's got that kind of personality and she knows exactly what she was going to do. Because I know it's I got now, but I was saying, so you eventually plan to be, and I couldn't think of it. She says, I got Emmy, and all that. So she's great. Um, if you had any aspirations of recording yourself, being a vocal artist as well as the performer and the dancer, because I know you're not stopping there because you got too much talent. You've been doing it too long. Then there, you got aspirations like that. Like I asked her, movies, television, recording. You got any plans like that?
I definitely plan to. So I kind of have this like idea of how I want my life to go. Like I'm obviously not going to stick to it. It's not like a definite, but
Mm-hmm.
I want to start doing like late or stage musicals, so like Broadway and all that. I want to do that first because I think that is the hardest art form to do. Just like to repeat a performance 8 shows a week. Um, like I really do think that's where I want to start it, and then I want to go to LA later and do TV and film. I don't think I've ever really had aspirations to be a true recording artist, like a singer. But when I was younger, I definitely did. When I was younger, I wanted to go to the Grammys and get a
Right, right.
Grammy and all that. But I don't know if I necessarily would like be all that happy being just a recording artist. I think I'd love to be in a lot of TV and film, and obviously if I could dance and incorporate TV and film into that, like that would be really
Right,
cool.
right, right.
And then obviously if I got to sing and dance and act all on camera, that would,
That's the bomb. That's what
yeah, that would
that
be
right.
the gig. But there aren't like many where you can do all three, but I'm gonna search it out, and if I have to, I'll have to make it. So
Okay, musically, who did you like growing up?
Tina, I was
You
obsessed.
were aware of Tina songs at
I
a
was
young age.
obsessed with Tina growing up. I played. The thing is, when I was 5, we
Okay,
did Proud Mary as like a tap number, but I
okay.
played Tina. So
Oh, okay,
yeah, so like ever since then I was like, I love this woman's voice. Who is this? And so my mom, um, let me listen to all the music, and I love Tina Turner growing up. My first concert was actually Diana Ross. So
okay,
at the Chicago Theater
okay.
downtown.
You seen her? Oh, so you seen Diana Ross live?
Yes,
So
yeah.
she was kind of her stature and the way she just does so many things. Because I've been a fan of her, and I'm maybe 3 times as old as you. But since a little boy, I've been a fan of Diana Ross. Acting. Who do you like?
I
Who's your
love
influence acting?
acting would probably I tend to gravitate towards theater actors. So I
Okay.
love Audra McDonald. I
Oh,
think
she's fabulous.
so I got to meet her one time, and
Really?
yeah,
How
I
was she? How personally was she? Because she
so
seems to be warm and real
so warm. She's
genuine.
like a mother almost. Like the way she hugged me and she just like spoke words of affirmations into me. It was just the most beautiful experience. And I love Adrienne Warren, who originated Tina on Broadway and in
Okay.
London. I
Okay.
think she is a beautiful, beautiful actress. I think she's a true triple threat, and can do everything. I tend to gravitate towards Black actresses. I
Well,
think
that's understandable. You're
say
a
like
black actress. I
I
mean,
I love
okay.
Black actresses. So like Viola Davis, Octavia Butler, all of them. Like just Kerry Washington. I love Kerry Washington. Oh my goodness.
You're picking good people. You're picking good people. I'm a
I
fan of everybody you mentioned so far.
I love just watching Black and a new actress that's coming out. Her name is Dominique Fishback. Oh my goodness.
Now, what is she appearing in?
She was in this short series on Amazon Prime. I can't remember the name of it. But she is right now in Swarm, which is
I've seen. I haven't watched it yet. Is that good?
I've only watched a couple episodes. I think it's pretty. It's like it grabs me. It gets my
Okay,
attention.
it got your
Um,
attention. Okay,
yeah, but
I've seen it because anybody got a Fire Stick, they got it. Oh,
yeah,
when you first turn on, they got it, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
yeah, she's
Two quick
beautiful in
questions.
that.
Two quick questions before I bring on somebody that you're very familiar with. But one, 5 years from now, where do you see Nia?
5 years from now, I think Nia will probably be somewhere on a Broadway stage. If
Okay.
I do think I'll probably be in some ensemble, understudying some lead in some Broadway show, whether it be new or a show that's on Broadway right now that's just like lasting. Um, I don't, I just I see myself performing somewhere. It makes me really happy. I love any time where I can go on stage and have my family see me. I think
Yeah.
that's very important that
Yeah.
my family gets to see me. Um, which is why it's been so fun performing here because I've had like teachers come and see me, my godmother, my dad, like everyone has come and it's just made me so happy that they got to see it and they didn't have to travel. I came to them.
Yeah, you
So
came to. Would you like to play Tina one day?
that question comes to me so often.
I have to ask.
I, it would be a challenge. I think I would have to see. I I think dancing wise, like I could dance the role down. I've
Okay.
seen the show a lot. It would definitely be a challenge just getting through the entire show singing wise because she
Because
literally
it amazes me
yes.
if she does that 4 or 8 times a week.
Yeah.
I don't see how she has energy to do anything because it's so electrifying. And it was amazing how she started out at one level and her energy level kept building and building throughout the play. So I guess that's like training for the Olympics to
Yeah.
play Tina Turner.
It's definitely it's stamina. It's the stamina I have to build. And like I think everyone in this show, specifically the black women, but like everyone has this stamina that they had to like learn during rehearsals of like how do I do Proud Mary 8 times a week? How do I do
Okay.
Mega Mix, which is our final concert, eight
Right.
times a week and not get tired? And how do I not hurt my legs because we are thrashing the
Right,
the
right.
show.
It's nothing gentle. Like they say in Proud Mary, we never do nothing easy.
No, never. And so like it's how do you do this 8 shows a week and sustain and not have to, call out every other day or not have to use up well we have physical therapy backstage. They do get us that. So
Okay,
obviously you use that, but
okay,
physical therapy can only do so much. Especially if you really, really hurt yourself.
okay. Before I bring on my surprise guest, I asked this of every artist, musician, actor, actress, dancer that I interview. Can you look back in your life and remember maybe the moment, the day, the time that you looked at whoever it was and said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sing. I'm going to dance. I'm going to act. I don't want to be a postman. I don't want to be a teacher. I don't want to be an electrician. I want to be a performer. Can you remember that moment?
I had two moments
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
So one, I now I was really, 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 really tiny. I had to be like 4 or like three or four, which
Okay.
means like it's very
Okay.
spotty in my memory, but I do remember it quite clearly, at least the part where I said this. So I went to go see my cousin dance. She danced for Premiere One growing
Okay.
up. I went to see one of her dance concerts.
Okay.
And I remember going home and just trying to do all the dances that she was doing. And I was like 4 years old.
Okay.
But my mom asked me, she was like, "Is that fun for you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to be a dancer." And I just remember saying I
Okay.
want to be a dancer.
Okay.
Because that just it performing on the stage or seeing her perform on the stage, I was like, that seems really fun. And then my second one had to be, I was a little bit older. I was probably about 16. And this is when I took it like super, super serious. I went to New York and I saw Wicked and I saw Chicago and I saw Lion King. I just saw like a lot of Broadway shows.
Okay.
And that was when I seriously told myself, like, okay, if you want to do this, I think this is where you need to be. You need to be in New York. You need to go to college in New York, which that's not true, but at the time I was like, you need to go to New York. You need to just be in the room where it happens. You need to be in the space. You need to just absorb all of this talent. And that was when I got really, really, really serious about it. So,
Okay, I'm admitting somebody to the room. Let me see if they're here yet. Okay. Okay. Now he's connecting to the audio. Is your audio on, sir? Wait a minute, let me turn you on. Unmute, please. Unmute your video and your microphone. Okay, I'm trying to bring your father on, but I got
Okay, here I am.
Okay, now turn your video on too, if you don't mind. Okay, this is great. Now, Tommie,
Yes,
when
sir.
did you first realize that your magnificent daughter had the talent that she's got?
Well, she was 2 years old when she first started out at
That's what she
Mayfair
said.
Academy.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
So
And could you see that
I,
glitter in her
I,
eye?
you know what I saw then? She learned routines just like that.
Really?
I mean, she learned routines just like that. I didn't see the rhythm right away, but the routine, she had them. She had them.
From day one, she was on point with. If she's seen a routine, she had it.
That's right.
Okay, when
And
did she sing around the house, or do you see her doing that? Or because, well, she was in Mayfair, so I know you guys had to see something in her to let her go to Mayfair.
Well, that was her mother. Her mother put, if there was an activity, her mother put in it.
Okay.
So her mother was preparing her for whatever life had to throw at her.
Okay.
She was preparing for her. As far as for Tina, we prepared for Tina back when she was about 7 years old.
She said that. Go ahead. But finish the story.
I was Ike and she was Tina.
You remember that, Nia?
Maybe. I might remember it a little bit different, but
I learned the routine from you.
So you taught Dad. Okay, so you taught Dad the routine. How does it feel having your father in the audience and in the city watching you perform?
It's kind of surreal, because I mean, obviously, like my dad being there, but him also just like bringing a lot of my family that like didn't really know that I performed I mean, I think everyone pretty much knew I was gonna be a performer, but folks that didn't really keep up with my life or didn't know that like I actually am doing this professionally now, bringing them and having them there and having them see that like, oh, it wasn't just like a hobby that she did when she was 3 or 4 or 7.
She was serious.
Yeah.
Right. And they hadn't seen her,
How do you feel, man, as a father, seeing your daughter on the big stage in a big Broadway musical?
Look, this wasn't my first time seeing her. I saw her a couple of years ago last year, actually, back in the Bronx Tale in Long Island.
Okay.
And then, that's when the reality really set in for me, is to see her on stage in New York. So seeing her this past Sunday, man, I almost jumped out the balcony.
Wow.
When she was, I mean, you could, from the balcony, I can tell who she was, and not this, and I'm not saying it just because she's my daughter, but her performance just stood out far above, the rest of the cast. I mean, she was awesome. And everyone that has seen it has said that. And we will be there next week.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold on,
30th and 31st.
Yeah, I'm trying to get me some tickets for that. I'm trying to get me some tickets for that night because I want to see her in the play.
I'll be on the 29th, 30th, and the 31st of the last week.
Yeah. Okay, we don't have a bus, Nia, but it'll seem like it.
Tell them about the play, where you're at, what you're doing, because I got to get off of here. But it is a pleasure to to watch a father see the fruition of the labors and everything they did, and then you be able to show your family and your friends and everybody you grew up around with that I was not playing. I'm serious about that, and I went hard, and now I'm doing it. Tell them about the play, how to see it, how to get tickets before we get out of here.
Okay, so we are sold through Broadway through Chicago and the Nederlander Theater. Tina will be here until April 2nd. I specifically am a swing, so I pop in and out of the show, but my confirmed dates as of right now are this Sunday. Okay. I won't be playing an Iket, but I will be there. And okay. The 29th, the 30th, and the 31st, I will be playing Eileen / Iket number 4. Okay. If that is more your speed, if you would like to see some lines, some singing, and some dancing. Yeah.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
Those will be the days, because those are the days where I do not leave the stage, basically. So
you want to give a shout out to anybody in Chicago before I let you go?
Basically everyone that helped me get here, and also my entire cast that be holding me up, man. Like, sure. Just everyone in my cast, all my swings, all my choreographer, my associate director, everyone, my family, my village that holds me up every day.
Okay, and you're saying you're bringing a busload for next week.
No, I was saying I'm not having a bus, but it's going to
seem like it's a bus. Okay, and I will see you tomorrow. Shameless plug. I'm great friends with Nia's father. We do a set. I hope they don't stop me from doing this. But Thursday at Little Something Cool in Chicago. Maybe you can get her to, not this week, but maybe before the play leaves, to say hi to everybody, because we're so proud of you and her, and we'd love her to come down one Thursday.
Yes, I'm going to see if I can coax her into stopping back.
Okay, and yeah, so we can get an autograph.
Right.
Because she's Chicago's own our star. Thank you, Nia. Thank you, Tommie.
Yes.
Tina at the Nederlander Theater till April 2nd, courtesy of Broadway in Chicago. It's a fantastic play, and we got Chicago's own Nia Nelson Williams in it. Thank you guys for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you later.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.